आजा मोर मुकुटवारे आजा आजा पीत वसनवारे ओ आजा आजा श्रुति कुंडलवारे ओ आजा आजा कर मुरली वारे ओ आजा प्यारे प्राण हमारे आजा वृंदावन वारे संगना प्यारी क्यों कहा प्यारे आजा वृंदावन वारे ओ आजा आजा वृंदावन वारे आजा प्यारे प्राण हमारे आजा वृंदावन वारे
बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल के। आज ठाकुर जी का जन्मदिन है, इससे बढ़िया कर सकते अच्छा नहीं है। Today is Thakur ji's birthday. I'm sure we can do much better than that. बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की। हाँ, thank you. प्रथमं सद्गुरुं वन्दे श्रीकृष्णं तदनन्तरं गुरु पापात्मना त्राता श्रीकृष्णस् त्वमलात्मना कस्तूरीतिलकं ललाटपटले वक्षस्थले कौस्तुभं नासाग्रे वरमौक्तिकं करतले वेणुकरे कंकणम् सर्वांगे हरिचन्दनं सुललितं कंठे च मुक्तावली गोपस्त्री परिवेष्टितो विजयते गोपालचूड़ामणि नमः कमलना भाय नमः कमलमालिने नमः कमलपादाय नमस्ते कमलेक्षण यो ब्रह्मानं विदधाति पूर्वं यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तघ्वं हदेवमात्म बुद्धि प्रकाशम मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। बोले वृंदावन बिहारी लाल की जय, कन्हैया लाल की। नियम अनुसार थोड़ी देर हरिनाम संकीर्तन कर लीजिए, तत्पश्चात जन्माष्टमी पर थोड़ा प्रकाश डाला जाएगा। As customary, let's chant the divine name of the Lord for a few minutes. Then we will throw some light on this, what is Janmashtami and why we celebrate Janmashtami. भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, ओ भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, भज भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, भजो भजो गिरिधर गोविंद, भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, भजो ओ भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, ओ भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, ओ भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, ओ भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, भजो ओ भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला, ओ 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 भजो गिरिधर गोविंद गोपाला। बोले कन्हैया लाल की। आप सावधान हो जाइए। फुर्सत में से राधे राधे to each and everyone, and my pranam, my humblest frustrations to all of you. Just try to be very attentive now and listen carefully. What is Janmashtami? What's the significance of Janmashtami? And who is Sri Krishna? In the Gopal Tapani Upanishad, Vedas, a very beautiful rendition comes. Take this up. Kaha paramo devah, kaha paramo devah, Gopal Tapani Upanishad, second mantra. Who is the supreme power above whom there was none. Kuto bhaya, who is that one that even death is afraid of? Yamraj, death. Kasya jnanena, Gopal Tapani Upanishad, second mantra. Who is that one by knowing whom all knowledge will automatically come? There are not many questions, few questions. And for the answer, the Vedas themselves say, Krishno havai paramam daivata. Gopal Tapani Upanishad, third mantra. Shri Krishna, Bhagwan Shri Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Our Supreme Lord. Above him there was none. No one. Govindan mrityur vibheti. Gopal Tapani Upanishad, third mantra. Shri Krishna is such a terror. He's so terrifying that death is afraid of him. Kamti. Gopi jana vallabha jnanina khilam tad jnatam bhavati. Gopal Tapani Upanishad, third mantra. And by knowing that Shri Krishna, the beloved of the gopis, all knowledge automatically comes. Bhagavad Mahapuran very beautifully says, Yatha taror mula nishechanena triptyanti tatskandha bhujo pashakha prano paharach yathendriyanam tathaiva sarvanam achyutejya. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 4th canto, 31st chapter, 14th verse. This verse from Bhagavad Mahapuran is saying, just as we pour water in the root of a tree, and that water will automatically go to the trunk, the branches, the leaf, the flowers, the fruit by itself. You don't have to make separate effort. You just pour water in the root and the water will automatically go everywhere. Leaf, flower, fruit, branch, trunk, everywhere. Just as someone is hungry, bhook lagte, and you eat. You just eat because you're hungry. You don't worry how the food is going to nourish the body. That food is going to turn into juice, juice into blood, blood into flesh, flesh into muscle, muscle into marrow, marrow into bone, etc. You don't worry. You just eat because you're hungry and the food will automatically nourish the body. In the same way, once we attain knowledge of Sri Krishna, automatically we will attain all knowledge. There's no need to go after any other branch of knowledge. Before I go further, we read the scriptures and we don't understand what's in there. We misinterpret. You see, these scriptures, they are divine. Tulsidas Ji says, Bhagavad Rasik, Rasik ki baate, Rasik bina ko samjh sakena, Khag jane, khag hi kai bhakha. The great Saint Tulsidas Ji Maharaj says, just as a bird alone can understand the language of another bird, in the same way, only one who has attained God realization, has become divine, can understand what is written by another divine entity, by a saint, by God Himself. These scriptures are divine. To understand the divine words, we need divine mind, divine intellect. When we read with our material intellect, we're going to misinterpret. We're going to give a material meaning. So many people think that Sri Krishna is a descension of Mahavishnu. That Mahavishnu is Supreme Brahm. But Veda Vyas, who wrote Bhagavad Mahapuran, 18 Puranas, Mahabharata, 6 Darshan Shastra, etc. Veda Vyas is saying, Yasyaika nisvasita kalamathavalambya jivanti loma bilaja jagadandanatha Vishnur mahas iha yasya kala vishesho govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, 48th verse. Veda Vyas is saying, Veda Vyas is the descension of Sri Krishna himself, Avesha Avatar. It's not just some saint. He is saying, I am a worshipper of that Sri Krishna, Govind, whose partial manifestation is known as Mahavishnu. So Mahavishnu is a descension of Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is Supreme Brahm. Veda Vyas is saying. Ved is saying everywhere. Now there are some people who claim that God is only formless. Nirakar. That he doesn't have a form. Sakar nahi hai. And they claim that Ved is saying this. Really? See what the Vedas are saying. Dve vav brahmano rupe murtan chaiva murtan cha Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 2nd canto 3rd chapter 1st verse. Ved is saying the Supreme Brahm, that Supreme Power has 2 forms. Murtan, Sakar, with form, Amurtan, Nirakar, formless. So God is both with form as well as without form. Jagat Guru Shankaracharya himself, the leader of the Advait non-dualists, is saying, Dvividam hi Brahma avagamyate. Shankaracharya. God is both with form as well as formless. Many people they say that God is told to be only formless in Vedas. They argue. It's only later on, the saints, etc., they have described God as having a form in the Puranas, etc. Okay, let's continue in the Vedas. Ajayamano bahudha vijayate tasya yonim paripashyanti dhiraha Yajurved. Vedas is saying, Ajayamanaha, God never takes birth. He doesn't take birth. Ajayamanaha. And immediately afterward it says, Bahudha Vijayate. He takes uncountable births. Same Ved mantra. So much contradiction. Many Ved mantras. Purvo yo devebhyo jato namo ruchaya brahmaye Rigved. The Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, who took birth before the Devatas, the celestial gods. Again Ved is saying, Nila Griva Shiti Kantha Yajurved. This is describing Shankar Bhagwan, Lord Shiv, with the blue throat. Nila Griva. If he doesn't have a form, how does he have a blue throat? Huh? Namah Shambhavaya cha Mayo Bhavaya cha Namah Shankaraya cha Mayaskaraya cha Namah Shivaya cha Shivacharaya cha Yajurved. Again, this Ved mantra is describing the qualities of Shivji, Shiv Bhagwan. Kucharo Girishtaha Yajurved. This Ved mantra is saying that God, the Supreme Lord, took the form of a tortoise and dove into the ocean. Ubat Mahidhar wrote commentary on this Ved mantra. He says in this commentary that God has taken 10 descensions, the supreme power. First, Matsya Avatar, he came as divine fish. Then Kurma Avatar, divine tortoise. Then Varaha Avatar, a divine boar, pig. Nrsimha Avatar, half man, half lion. Vaman Avatar, divine dwarf. Parashuram Avatar, Rama Avatar, Krishna Avatar, Buddha Avatar, Kalki Avatar. The last one hasn't come as yet. Kalki. Yet description has been given already in Vedas, etc. And look, this 10 is not all. Bhagavad Mahapuran, etc. describes Shri Krishna as having 10 descension, 24 descension. Is that all? These little book, Ramayana, Bhagavad, etc., these are just guidelines. How much you could put there. The reality is something different. The scripture says, Avatara Yasankheya Hare Satvanidhe Dvijaha. Bhagavad Mahapuran. God has taken uncountable descensions. Every moment He is descending. There are uncountable solar systems, I told you. A solar system, a sun surrounded by planets, is called a Brahmand, a solar system. Uncountable, infinite. And every solar system has a planet Earth, like the one we live in. Uncountable. Shri Krishna is taking descension. Avataraya Sankheya Kathita Me Tavagrataha. Padma Puran. God has taken uncountable descensions. Akarn Advabhyam Karanabhyam Advabhyam Haribhyam Indra Rigved. God has taken uncountable descensions. Many Ved mantras. Tvam Stri, Tvam Puman, Tvam Kumar, Tva Kumari, Tvam Jino Dandena Vanchasi. Shvetashvatara Upanishad chapter 4 verse 3. This Ved mantra is saying, Hey Shri Krishna, you are a woman, Tvam Stri. No, you are a man, Puman. No, you are a teenage boy, Kumar. No, you are a teenage girl, Kumari. No, you are old man walking with a stick. Tvam Dino Dandena Vanchasi. God can come in any form. The point is, Tam Yatha Yatho Pasate Tathaiva Bhavati. However devotee desires, whatever wish he has, God will come in that form. In Gita, Shri Krishna himself says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharat abhyutthanam dharmasya tadatmanam shrijamyaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chadushkitam dharma sansthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Chapter 4 verse 7 and 8 Gita. To protect good, the good. To destroy evil. To protect the saints and sages, the cows, etc. Shri Krishna takes dissensions again and again. Same thing is said in Ramayana. जब जब होई धर्म की हानि, बाढ़ई असुर अधम अभिमानी, तब तब प्रभु धरे विविध शरीरा, हरहि कृपा निधि सज्जन पीरा. He can come whenever he wants, however he wants. So that Supreme Brahm is Sri Krishna, and he takes birth. Ooh. Someone may say, or many philosophers may say, okay, I accept Sri Krishna is God, Bhagavan, supreme power, but I can't accept he took birth. The word Janma means to take birth, birthday. Janam Din. We celebrate Janam Din, birthday. So I can't accept that Sri Krishna takes birth. For answer, Sri Krishna himself says in the Gita, Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tavacharjuna. Chapter 4, verse 5, Gita. Sri Krishna says to Arjun, Arjun, I have taken uncountable births, and so have you. Ooh. See, the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, he is justifying that he has taken birth. And not one or two, uncountable. But the theory is, Jatasidromitu dhruvam janmamritasya cha. Chapter 2, verse 27, Gita. That which takes birth must die, and that which die must take birth. So does Sri Krishna, the Supreme Lord, enter the womb of the mother, just like how we enter the womb of the mother, hung upside down. The fetus in the womb hangs upside down, tied from the mouth to the toe for 9 months, 10 months, and then takes birth and dies. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jathare shayanam, iha sansare khalu dustare, kripaya pare pahi murare, bhaj govindam, bhaj govindam, govindam bhaj mudhamate. This is saying, this Shankaracharya wrote, Bhaja Govindam. We take birth again and again, we die again and again. Enter in the womb of the mother, we hang upside down. And we beg the Lord Sri Krishna, please take us out of this hell-like womb. Please shower your grace. It's tremendous suffering. So does Sri Krishna go through that process also, like us? It is written in Bhagavad Mahapuran and Tulsidas Ji's Ramayana that Devaki and Kaushilya, they had the same symptoms of mothers in the world. Their womb kept increasing. They had morning sickness, evening sickness, everything. Like mothers in the world. So does it mean that Sri Krishna was in the womb, Sri Ram was in the womb? The womb is increasing. They have all the symptoms, like a pregnant mother. So if Sri Krishna also goes in the womb and takes birth just like us, then what's the difference between Sri Krishna and us? Why is he called Supreme Lord and we are called the individual soul? We are the same. He has taken uncountable birth, we have taken uncountable birth. He has entered the womb of the mother, we entered. He takes birth, we take birth, he dies. What's the difference? So Sri Krishna says, look. I take uncountable birth and so do you. The difference is, Tanyam Veda Sarvani Natvam Veda Parantapaha. Chapter 4, verse 5. The difference is, I know all of them. I have taken uncountable birth, and so have you, Arjuna, or so all of us. The difference is, I know, Shri Krishna is saying, I know all of them. And we don't, you don't. There is no doubt that there's a big difference. But this only proves that God, Shri Krishna, is all-knowing, all-intelligent, omnipotent, omniscient, while we, the individual soul, knows very little or is ignorant. We know nothing. Gyagyav dvavaja vishanisha vaja heka bhokti bhogyata yukta anantaschatma vishwarupo yakarta tayam yada vindate brahma me tat. Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter 1, verse 9. Yaha sarvagya sarvavidyasa jnanmayan tapaha ved. The Vedas are saying that God is omnipotent, all-knowing, all-seeing, all-pervading. While we, the individual soul, we are ignorant, alpagya, knowing very little or nothing. But He takes birth and we also take birth. I'm sure we are confused with this word janma. Now, in Sanskrit, in order to understand the meaning of a word, we look for the root of that word. The root word of the word janma in Sanskrit is jani pradurbhave. Jani pradurbhave. This is the root of janma. It means prakat hona, to be revealed, to appear. Bhay pragat kripala deen dayala kaushilya hitkari. Bhay pragat kripala deen dayala kaushilya hitkari. Harshit mahatari Muni manhari adbhut roop vichari. O bhai pragat kripala deen dayala kaushilya hitkari. Bhai pragat kripala deen dayala kaushilya hitkari. Bhai pragat kripala. God appeared before Kaushilya. He was revealed. So it means that we, the individual souls, are also revealed. This is our Supreme Lord, Shri Krishna. The theory is, the individual soul does not take birth, nor does it die. Na jayate mriyate va kadachinnayam bhutva bhavitava na bhuya ajo nitya shashvatoyam purano na hanyate hanyamane sharire. Chapter 2, verse 20, Gita. Shri Krishna says, the Jivatma, the individual soul, never takes birth, nor does it die. Nor having come into existence does it cease to be, because it is unborn, eternal and most ancient. It is not destroyed even when the body is destroyed. So the point is, we are also revealed. We, meaning Jivatma, the individual soul, we don't take birth. So what is the difference? As I mentioned before, in Bhagavad Mahapuran, Ramayana, etc., the womb of Devaki and Kaushilya kept increasing. Just like mothers in the world. They had all the symptoms. Just like mothers in the world. So it means that Sri Krishna was in the womb of Kaushilya Devaki. And if he was in the womb, then his body must be material. Just like ours, anything formed in the womb of a mother has to be material. Then he took birth, he died. Well, he appeared again. But if that didn't happen, if he didn't go in the womb, then he didn't take birth like us. It must be something different. It cannot be material. It must be divine. What is the meaning of the word divine? Divya? We can't understand. For now, the only thing we can understand for the word divya, divine, that which is not material is divine. Only when we become divine, our intellect become divine, we'll understand what divine means. For now, just understand that which is not material, that is divine. So Sri Krishna says in Gita, Janma karma cha me divya, mevam yo veti tattvata, tyaktva deham punarjanma, naiti mameti sorjuna. Chapter 4, verse 9, Gita. Sri Krishna says, Arjun, my birth, Janma. My birth as well as my action, my karma, they are both divine, divya. Whereas Arjun, your birth is material and your action is also material. If you attain God realization, your action will become divine. Jo kare so hari kare. But your birth will always be material. But I still don't understand. If it came from the womb of the mother, then how is it divine? Shri Krishna says, Avajananti mamura manushim tanumashitam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. Chapter 9, verse 11. Anyone who thinks my birth is material, he's a black-headed fool. Gadha hai. Shri Krishna is saying, Avajananti ma mudha. So is it written anywhere that Shri Krishna took birth and how he took birth? Yes. Bhagavad Mahapuran. Tamadbhutam balakamam bhujekshanam chaturbhujam shankagadaayudayudham Srivatsalakshmam galashobhikaustubham Pitambaram sandrapayoda saubhagam. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 10th canto, 3rd chapter, 9th verse. Same thing has been said in Ramayana. Bhai pragat kripala din dayala kaushilya hitkari. Bhai pragat हर्षित महतारी मुनि मनहारी अद्भुत रूप विचार है प्रगट लोचन अभिरामम तन घनश्यामम निज आयुध भुजचार है प्रगट भूषण बनमाला नयन विशाला शोभा सिंधु करार है प्रगट कृपाल. Listen carefully. Bhagavad Mahapuran, 10th canto, 3rd chapter 9 verse. And the Ramayana is saying the same thing. A 16-year-old boy, 16-year-old boy, upholding forward 4 arms, Chatur Bhujam, with 4 arms, upholding weapon, Shank Chakra Padma, Sudarshan Chakra, discus, Gada, mace, Shank, conch shell, lotus, wearing beautiful silk and yellow clothes, pitambar, the mark of Mahalakshmi in the chest, a garland of wildflowers around his neck, beautiful ornaments, appeared before Devaki, before Kaushalya. Both Ramayana, Bhagavad, Mahapurana is saying the same thing. Appeared a 16-year-old boy, an upholding weapon, and the kind of weapon, thus Sudarshan Chakra is so sharp, it can destroy the whole universe, uncountable solar system. The heat of the mace, the Gada of Sri Krishna is greater than uncountable suns. Those kind of weapon came from the womb of a mother without massacring it, destroying it. Impossible. No 16-year-old boy holding weapons like that could have come from the womb of a mother. So what was there in the womb? Veda Vyas is telling us, Brahma Vaivat Puran. Garbhe chavayuna purne nirlipto bhagavan swayam hrit parmakoshe devakya adhishtanam chakara. Brahma Vaivat Puran. Veda Vyas said there was no baby in the womb. There was only Vayu, wind. Garbhe chavayuna purne. This wind is not like the wind that blows and like that. This wind means Yog Maya. Yog Maya, a very special power of Sri Krishna, which makes the impossible possible. Kartum akartum manyatha kartum samartha. Something is not happening and you can guarantee it happened. I saw with my own eyes. You fool. You don't know. It's not happening. But you can guarantee it happened. You experienced it. You felt it. But it didn't happen. That's Yog Maya Shakti. It's called Durga, Radha, etc. Antaranga Shakti. Many names. Swarup Shakti. Through the power of Yog Maya, Yashoda Maya, Devaki felt there was a baby. They felt the kick in everything in the womb. The womb increased. You know, people play soccer. What do you call it in Singapore? Soccer or football? Huh? Both. All right. The ball, the soccer ball, if there is no wind, it is flat, right? You take a pump and you start pumping. What happens? The ball starts getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So Bhagwan started to pump his divine air in the womb of Devaki, in the womb of Kaushalya. His divine air, Yog Maya. And when the ball is big, filled with air, and you pull out the valve stem, what happens? It gets flat. Bhagwan is sitting in the heart of Devaki, Kaushalya. Hrit Padmakoshe Devakya Adhishtanam Chakara. God sits in the heart of every living being. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshe Dunatishtati. So what is so strange that he's sitting in the heart of Devaki and Kaushalya and making them feel there was a baby. Giving them all the experience. He sits in the heart of everyone, so can he not sit in the heart of Devaki? Yashoda, Kaushalya. He's sitting in the heart, he's given all the experience. At the time of divine revelation, ours is revelation also, but it's worldly. His is divine revelation. Just like you pull out the valve stem from the football, he appeared before Devaki, before Kaushalya, and the belly became flat. Automatically it became flat. He took out the Yog Maya air. Devaki is seeing this boy in front of her, the Supreme Lord of the universe, her father. She puts her hand together and starts to pray. Upasanghara Vishwatman Nado Rupamalaukikam Shankachakagada Padma Shriya Dushtam Chaturbhujam. 10th canto, 3rd chapter, 30th verse, 30. Devaki puts her hand together. My Father, my Lord, please take away this four-arm transcendental form of yours, holding weapons. Shankha Chakra Padma. Please take it away. I can't bear it. In a previous birth, I had asked you to come as my child, my son. Instead, you have come as my father. Is this the way to treat your devotee, my Lord? Kaushalya is seeing the same thing. In Ayodhya, her head started to spin. Mata puni boli so mati doli tajahu tataya rupa. Kaushalya Maya is seeing the same vision as Devaki. Her head started to spin. Chakkar aage. My Lord, please take away this form of yours. And Ki jai Shishu Leela Ati Priya Sila Sahasukha Parama Anupa. And take the form of a baby that I asked you to come as, so that I can enjoy. Please take the form of a baby. Bhagwan standing in front of Devaki, Kaushalya says, yes, I can do that. I can do everything. But first, I had to come in my transcendental form so that nobody will doubt. If Bhagwan came as a baby, then there can be doubt. Who was this baby? Huh? Did it come from here? Where did it came from? What is the baby? So he said, first I had to come in the transcendental form, my transcendental form, to prove it is Bhagwan himself who came, the Supreme Lord. So nobody will doubt. And then he smiled. Prabhu Muskana. In such a smile, everyone fell unconscious. Devaki, Vasudev, Kaushalya, everybody fell unconscious. Devaki and Vasudev was in the jail. And they forgot everything. Bhul gaya. Bhagwan, through that same power of Yog Maya, because he doesn't want them to remember, he made them forget. And then, Rodana Thana. Ah! He started to cry really loudly, like Adira. Oh, she's sleeping. He started to cry really loudly. And everyone, the guards woke up. Oh, baby, baby. A lot of things happened before that. Went to Vrindavan, exchanged Yashoda was lying unconscious through Yog Maya again. He went straight in the room where a mother would have a child. Man is not allowed in there, but everybody is sleeping. And Shri Krishna is from inside pushing, go, go, go. March. Yashoda had a baby girl. Exchange. That was Durga, Yog Maya. And took back the girl, left Krishna. Went back. First 7 gates. There were 7 gates in the jail, all open by itself. Again Yog Maya. All the guards fell asleep. Yog Maya. He came back, all sleeping, the gates are open, walked straight into the jail. Put the baby down. All the gates closed and the baby started to cry. All the guards, baby has come, they ran and told Kans. Hey, Kans, baby has come. Kans came running. Seeing a baby girl, he'd already killed 6 sons of Devaki. The 7th was, he thought was a miscarriage, was transported into the womb of Rohini. Balram, Baldev. So seeing this girl, he grabbed by the feet. Devaki is begging. Hey Kans, leave her. This is a girl. What harm can she do to you? Kans said, the prophecy had said, the 8th child. Didn't say son, daughter, boy, girl, anything. The 8th child of Devaki will be your death. And he raised the girl to dash on the stone as he had killed 6. And she flew from his hand. Flew to the roof. And took her original form, Durga. You fool! You want to kill me? The one who's going to kill you has taken birth already. At that time, Kans repented. He fell at the feet of Devaki. Vasudev begged for forgiveness. He repented. But he went back in the court and started to tell the whole story. All the ministers, they're all Rakshas, Aghasur, Bakasur, etc. What are you thinking about Kans? It's only a little boy, baby. Kill all newborn children. And this is another katha. Anyhow, there are many reasons that God takes dissension. Bhagavan Krishna is saying in Gita, when there's unrighteousness, when evil has become too much, when dharma has been destroyed, when the good people, the saints and sages are suffering, and evil is uprising, etc., I dissent. It's not a good reason. Not a good reason? What are you talking about? Bhagavan doesn't have to come to do all of that. Do you think Bhagavan has to come in the world to kill a little Rakshas? When Vibhishan, Ravan had kicked Vibhishan out of Lanka. Vibhishan was given advice to Ravan. Good advice. Ravan got very angry and he kicked Vibhishan out of Lanka. Vibhishan came to the shelter of Prabhu Shri Ram. Now all the army, seeing Vibhishan, they, oh, he's the enemy. He's a spy. Let's tie him up in the chain, throw him in the jail, lock him up. Bhagavan Shri Ram started to laugh. He said, Sugriv, if I bend the tip of my little finger, uncountable Rakshas and uncountable solar systems will die. I didn't forget about bending any finger, any tip of a finger. Bhagavan has many powers. One of his main power is Satya Sankalp. Satya Sankalp. In other words, Bhagwan just think and it happens. He just think, let there be creation, and the entire universe, uncountable solar system appear. And he just thinks, let there be pralay, complete dissolution, and the entire universe disappears into him. So all Bhagwan has to think, let all Rakshas, demon die. And they all die. He didn't have to come to kill a little Rakshas. There are many reasons. There's a beautiful one in Ramayana. Bhakta hetu Bhagavan Prabhu Ram dharau tanu bhoop kiye charit pavan param lekin prakrit nara anurup. For the sake of those who love him, his devotees, those who want to attain him, to see him, the longing and the yearning to see the Lord. Not everybody has that. A lot of people go to mandir, a lot of people go to the church, the masjid, Gurudwara, many places. Are they going because they want to see Bhagwan? Are there many people tonight who are celebrating Janmashtami, want to see Shri Krishna in their baby form? A lot of people do a lot of fasting and rituals. Why? They think because it's a special night, they will get something in the world if they do that. 99.99% of people who seem to be worshipping God do not want God. They are praying for the world. Hey Shri Krishna, hey Hanuman, hey Durga, let me get a better job. Let me win the lotto. Oh, my wife is very sick. Please make her better. Let my son pass his exam. I want a new motor car. More than 99.99%. Because the decision is still in the mind that the happiness I'm looking for, I will find in the world. No one has been able to give them that knowledge as yet, that the happiness we are looking for we'll find only in Shri Krishna, because Shri Krishna is happiness, Anand, Sukh. Another name for Shri Krishna in the Vedas, Anand. No one has been able to give them that knowledge. Under the control of Maya, identifying with the material body, we're searching for happiness from beginningless time in the material world. That's why when we pray for the world. Very few pray to see Krishna. I want you, my Lord. I don't want this world. Diyamanam na ghirananti. A devotee says, even if you give it to me, I will not take it. This is what devotee. Somebody may say, hey, I love Krishna, but if he give me a few million, I'll take it. Huh? Not so, Anand? I'm just joking. A devotee says, my Lord, even if you give it to me, I will not take it. I want you only. A devotee only asks for prem, for divine love. Prem bhiksham dehi. Prem bhiksham dehi. Prem bhiksham dehi. Because they've understood. Panchama Purushat soi prem mohodhan. Chaitanya Charitamrita Gauranga Mahaprabhu says the greatest treasure, the fifth Purushat and the highest, is called prem, divine love. This is what a devotee wants. So for those people, the Lord says, I take a form, I come in the world. As Ram, as Krishna. Every action I perform, the Lord perform, is supremely sacred, purifying. But he behaves like an ordinary man. And we get confused. Why did Ram do this? Why did Krishna? We get doubt. We put doubt when it comes to God and the saints. How could Kripalu Mahaprabhu do this, do that? Does a god or a saint do anything? It's all Yog Maya, number one. Neither God nor a saint does anything. Everything God and the saint do is Yog Maya. They do it through the power of Yog Maya. Number one. Number two, every action of God and the saint is only for the benefit of the world. Lok Kalyan. They don't want anything. We are selfish. Whatever we do is to satisfy our selfish desire. God and the saint alone can love others for others' sake only. Whatever they do is only for the benefit of the world. So there are many reasons for Shri Krishna appearing, coming in the world. His birth is divine revelation. He does not go in the womb. I hope you understand that tonight. Somebody will come and tell you your Bhagavan, will say to you your Bhagavan took birth, so he died. That's the philosophy. No. Divine revelation. He appears and disappears. When he leaves, his body leaves also. Doesn't leave it. So, don't have a doubt now. This is important to understand. I know this was a long lecture and many of you were very itchy and when he's going to finish? I'm finished. Alright, but it's important for us to understand. The more we know, the more we will love. If we don't know who Shri Krishna is, we can't love. The more you know about an object, about someone, the more you will love. If you don't know, you can't love. This knowledge is extremely important. And some of us get bored and we say, let's take a little walk, let's go and take some food. Let's take a little walk and come back when the bhajan starts. Is over it. We don't understand this yet. Alright, so there's much more. We'll hear some other time. Bole Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki jai. Bole Kanhaiya Lal ki. Bole Kanhaiya Lal ki. Hathi Gora Pal ki jai Kanhaiya. Oh, Hathi Gora Pal ki. Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Alright, so now we're going to be doing something very important, especially on this occasion of Janmashtami. Why is it so important? When we do spiritual activities, throughout the year we get blessing. But on special occasions, like Janmashtami, etc., the blessing multiplies many, many times. Many times. When you do seva, when you cry for Shri Krishna, you think about him lovingly, it gets multiplied many, many times. And if you do wrong things, that gets multiplied many, many times too. On special occasion, be very careful. That you should think only about Krishna and only pure thoughts as best as possible. Alright? So, we're going to do Abhishek today. Shri Krishna's, we celebrate Janmashtami, his birthday. We're going to do Abhishek of baby Krishna. Right? Bathe him with the Panchamrit and the 5 Dravya. I'll be doing first. This is a great blessing, right? I'll be doing first. Then all of us will get the opportunity to come and perform this. We'll be doing pujan also. Guru pujan at the same time, right? The Charan Paduka is here. I always tell you all the time, and you've heard over and over, we have to worship a true Guru, a saint, with the same love, the same devotion as we worship Shri Krishna. Ved the same. Yasya deve parabhakti jatha deve tatha gurau tasya te katitha huyanta prakashyanti mahatmanah. Shvetashvatara Upanishad chapter 6 verse 23. So we'll be doing Abhishek of Shri Krishna, Thakurji, baby Krishna. And as soon as we finish that, we'll be doing the Charan Pujan also, Guru Pujan. Alright, at the same time. And we'll have devotees will be singing. In the meantime, first, I will be using special mantras to begin the Abhishek and then they will take over.